And now we start the drama-free Wednesday. Let's go look at let's go look at Andy's post. Hi all. Obviously a lot of attention on Doublelift's feelings on TSM. Unfortunately, it's chosen a public venue to air this negativity. I wanted to make a post to share full transparency as to why we made some of our decisions around Doublelift and rosters in the past. Peter's a good player, one of the best players of all time in NA. Although he's a strong player and leader inside the game, he's really challenging to work with. 2020 offseason. Going into the 2020 offseason, Bjergsen retired. After hearing the news, Doublelift was unsure whether he also wanted to continue to play. That part is sketchy, but let's keep reading. Therefore, we considered many options about what the future of TSM would look like, and our intention and strategy was to rebuild our team. Holy fuck, this is so long. After a few days passed, he reached out, changed his mind, told us that if we were to sign PoE and any good support player, no matter what language they spoke, he would play. Otherwise, he would look at other teams to retire. This part is actually... It doesn't really matter, but it's like slightly inaccurate. I never told them that I had any intention of doing anything other than playing. Just that I would consider playing for them if they got PoE and any good support player. Because at the time, I'll explain that our roster just exploded. Basically, the only two people who were staying was like me and Spica. And I was thinking it's going to be hard to replace Thoorin, obviously, but there's two good mid laners available. Or like, there's two good mid laners that are possible. Not available. It was Jensen and PoE. So I don't know if you guys knew, but Jensen re-signed with Team Liquid for 3 years last offseason. So his options were between TSM and TL. I'm sure he had other options too, but he ended up choosing TL. So I was thinking, I really wanted to play with either. I wanted to play with Jensen a bit more because I like him and think we work really well together. And I thought it would be a good replacement for Thoorin, obviously. Everyone else would just be such a huge downgrade. Yeah. So why is that important? Because we still want to work with Doublelift, we decided to commit to a strong roster that we want to play with rather than using the year to rebuild. Okay, good idea. We committed to signing PoE and a substantial budget. We're looking to sign Huni and others. Also looking to sign good supports such as Lehen, Sword Art, Palette, or other Korean supports. As offseason went on, the conversations with Sword Art were going well. We were deep in negotiations with him. While we were negotiating with Sword Art, we did tell Doublelift there was a possibility the deal wouldn't happen, and he would have to play with Palette or other Korean supports as plan B. Eventually, we hit a snag and were concerned that there was a high possibility that the Sword Art deal may not actually happen. At this time, we reached out to Doublelift about other potential options, including Paladin players in Korea. Doublelift then expressed he didn't want to play with non-English speaking players, including our Korean options, even though he's okay with such a roster earlier. Okay, this is just factually wrong. That is just literally just completely factually wrong to the point where like I could like bring up the chat logs about this. That is completely wrong. He explicitly stated that he may not be as motivated if we had him play on our roster that didn't meet his standard of a fully English-speaking roster. This was in November when every other ADC was locked. We were 4 hours away from transferring Lost to EG. Okay, so some inaccuracies I don't really care about, like the whole committed to... Actually, this part does make no sense. Okay, Andy has some memory problems. I'll, explain what actually happened here. It's okay if you forgot. At the time, the only thing that was confirmed was me and Spica on the team. There was absolutely no confirmation for anyone else. So yeah, they're talking to Huni, yeah, they're talking to PoE, but the talks actually weren't going that well. I was getting updates every single day about whether Evil Geniuses was willing to part ways with Huni, and it actually looked like it was a no. Like at the time, Evil Geniuses was thinking about keeping Huni as a backup for Impact, and it didn't seem like they were willing to sell him off, or it was like really sketchy. Already, strike one for me is there's no top laner. I can't commit to a fucking roster. There's no fucking top laner. Mid laner. The talks with FlyQuest were actually going really bad. Apparently, like, FlyQuest had promised PoE that, like, Santorin was going to stay. PoE was not confirmed at all. Him saying, like, we committed to signing PoE is super troll to say because everything only fell into place at the very, very end. This is, like, so far away, so much after the time where Andy egoed on me. Also, him saying that I would not be down to play with Lehens is fucking troll. Of course I'd be down to play with Lehens. He's so fucking good. Like, the only option that they presented me was, do you want to commit to a roster with no top laner, no mid laner, and probably Palette? And like, the backups for mid and support are like, if you guys don't know, Palette is like a VCS support that I played against. I thought that he might be good. I wanted them to investigate how good he actually is and if he has good English skills. Because I played against this guy at MSI in 2019, 2018, and actually Core, he told me that this guy might be actually pretty insane. For VCS standards, he's really good. Yeah, I recommended him, obviously, as someone to look into. and they thought that that was like, we fucking locked him, boys. Like he said it, we're gonna go get him, and then he's committed. It's like, that's not how it works. I'm not gonna commit to a roster with fucking no roster. And all this happened, by the way, it's just like all blew up at once. It's like, okay, Andy calls me, he's like, yo, are you committed to the roster, just even if it's total shit, if it's Palafox or like our backup Korean mid laners and Pallet, and like we don't have a top laner? And he put me on the spot, and I was like, no, I don't think I would work well in that environment, honestly. Like, I don't feel good about it. And then he's like, okay, well, fuck it then. You don't have a spot on a team anymore. That is actually how it went down. And I even afterwards, and I mean, you guys, you can ask him yourself, like, is this a battle of the egos? Because I went back and I apologized, and I said, you know, it's just, the whole thing just sprung on me really suddenly. Like, I legitimately apologized to him and said this whole thing, like, really like negative situation that came out between us happened because, you know, you basically asked me for my full commitment to something that like was really sketchy to me, and I didn't really have like a very positive reception to it because X, Y, and Z, and I guess I should have taken more time to think about it. Even looking back, even if I did take more time to think about it, I probably would have made the same decision. This shit is, that roster was so fucked. This is just factually wrong. Unfortunately for him, that's this post is really cringe. That's all I'm gonna say. It's like this carefully manufactured, like he has a team of like PR people to carefully manufacture his response to make it look eloquent, to make it look articulate, to make him look reasonable, but it's not. Actually, I'm gonna go back and just let me actually step back really fast and just say the reason why I don't like Andy has very little to do with the fact that he, like, the off-season stuff, right? Like, if he doesn't want to work with me in 2017 and lets me join Team Liquid, he doesn't want to work with me in you know, last season. This is not the case of like an incel who goes up to the hot girl and is like, please, fucking, you want to be my girlfriend? And she's like, no, you're gross. And because he's rejected, he just thinks like, man, these fucking Stacys, man, they all suck. They just like Chad Cock. Like, this is not like I got rejected and now I'm just like lashing out. People say that in the comments, they're like, I'm so surprised. Like, I thought Doublelift was really happy streaming. Like, I thought he was enjoying his life. You know, he seems to be happy, you know, but inwardly he just has all this like hate, and like he actually secretly longs to like play again. And it's like, dude, I'm flattered. Like, I'm really glad you think I'm that good of an actor. I don't think I am, but yeah, no, the truth is, guys, that I'm not actually a good actor. Like, I actually am happy, and part of the reason why all this stuff is so like my off season, sort of like poking my head out and stuff, I wanted to keep it low key, is because I was just exploring an option. I think it would be stupid to not like be diligent, explore the option. I wasn't secretly like super butthurt that, you know, oh my god, I don't get to play. It's not like that at all. People actually, some of my friends messaged me, they're like, I thought you were perfectly happy streaming, and I'm like, dude, I am. Really, all this stuff is just because I don't like Andy. Tired of him getting away with a bunch of random shit. It actually, to be honest, it all started, this whole conversation even started because I got so annoyed with people asking me, like, why would you even consider playing again? Like, why would you even want to play again? I thought you were happy. And it's like, I didn't plan on stop playing to begin with. And then I had to explain why, you know, like, I didn't just fucking wake up one day and I was like, yeah, fuck it, I don't want to compete anymore. But, you know, I made my peace with it and it's all good. Just don't like Andy. And I'll explain why after reading the rest of this post. So let's see here. Peter has misconception that he's replaced both times solely by me, but in reality, the decision is made collectively by the players and staff he works with day to day. I mean, could be getting lied to by the people that I know, but I've talked to quite a lot of the people on TSM. I think I know quite a lot of the picture. Let's see here. Even after Sword Art committed to TSM, we collectively thought that committing to loss was the best decision. Sure, that's fine. I really don't care. If that was the case, I really don't care. Hope this is a learning lesson for Peter as he's gone through this several times in his career. I love the like holier than thou attitude from this guy. One of the most disliked people I know. He's clearly one of the best, or one of the he's clearly the best, one of the best, despite his skills, difficult to work with. Teammates since have multiple teams have chosen to remove him because of it. He needs to understand that every spot is earned, not guaranteed. Totally get it. So why is he publicly speaking out against TSM now? I assuming he is upset because we weren't interested in working with him. Yeah, definitely not. He was exploring his options. We were not interested in working with him for these reasons. Okay. So this is the part where I'm like, he's just projecting. Like he thinks because he, I'm like upset that he like doesn't want me on his team. I don't want to work for this guy. Like I don't like him. I just don't like him. So it's definitely not like, yeah, like I said, the incel who gets rejected by the girl and then starts flaming her for being like a whore or something. It's definitely like all this stuff just came out. Somebody actually messaged me who worked for TSM in the past. I'm not going to say who. They're like asking me a lot of the stuff that you have to say about Andy is honestly, it's unrelated to the last offseason, right? Like there's like two different things. And I think that's where I went wrong. I think the fact that all of this is about like the focal point of all this stuff is about the offseason. Oh, that's where I went wrong, guys, because that's not what it's about. Like it's a very small part of the bigger picture. I never should have allowed like any of my own personal experiences with him to kind of like bleed in, because then it just makes me sound like I'm just like vengeful and I have like an ulterior motive to what I'm saying. So like fuck all this like random, literally just lies in his like you know, talking about the offseason. I this is such a small part of it. Like just don't like him. I'll show you guys something really interesting here. Do you guys remember when Andy went on Twitter and flamed Vulcan, told him he would work at McDonald's if there was no import rule? And it became a meme, right? Like Vulcan leaned into it. It's funny. People don't like working with him. It's funny that he has this holier than thou attitude about it, because he's like a bully who gets away with being a bad person because he's powerful, because people are afraid to stand up to him. And that's what I'm sick of. That when I was talking to my friends last night on Discord, that's what I realized. I'm sick of somebody who's basically just a bully getting away with it because it's in everyone's best interest to not get in his way. And I will show you all of the examples. They have nothing to do with me about why. This is the, what is it? He's like the COO, right? No, he's the VP of operations. So this is a month ago. His right-hand man, these guys are like, it's basically his butt buddy, right? It's the guy who like basically licks his butthole 24/7. He tweets, eating with Lord TSM Reginald. He says if he comes back to coach the whole team, we would guarantee first for spring and summer next year. How fucking yikes is that if you're Bjergsen? Just think about all of the different things that is going on here. So he's basically saying that he would do such a better job than Bjergsen did last year, that they would guarantee first. For those people who think that, first off, it's fucked up to say. It's so disrespectful. Imagine if you're any part of the coaching staff or any part of the team. It's just like he knows so much better than you that like he thinks that if he just stepped in, if he was just able to step in and be the coach, that the team would just turn around because he's God's gift to the game. And think about how many steps removed they are, that this guy would think it's okay to tweet during the time that they're negotiating with Thoorin. And like in the offseason, this is going to turn everyone away from the org. This is going to turn everyone away from wanting to be on the team. It's just cringe. Okay, and then there's also the argument that you can make is like, oh, he's joking. But then it's obviously not a joke, right? Because this is somebody who steps in every single playoffs and ruins the team atmosphere. In fact, on my last split on TSM, I had a meeting with Walter and Thoorin in the gym. And the meeting was about how can we get Andy to leave us alone during playoffs, because he's making us all depressed. So, I mean, this happens so much. Anybody who knows anything about the team or has worked on the team knows that this is not a joke. This is like real. This is like a legit statement. So it's just such a like crazy thing to tweet, man. It's just such a crazy thing to tweet. And just like I said, imagine that you're a coach on the league team. Your job is to gain the respect of your team. It's to work with your team and give them the best chance of winning. And like your boss legitimately thinks like this. I don't really have the tweets on hand, but like you guys remember about when he flamed Vulcan, telling him that he would work at McDonald's if there wasn't an import rule. You guys remember when like during TSM series, Andy legit came out and said that they lost because of the draft. And it's like Thoorin is coaching that team. They're in the middle of a series and Andy's like, we're losing because of Coach Diff. He's literally just tweeting this in the middle of, or at the end of the series. It's crazy. It's fucking crazy, man. It's crazy. I've said some fucked up stuff. I can be rude. I can have a huge ego. I can be a dick. But I just can't imagine any of this stuff. And here's the thing, like the thing that makes me so upset and like why this like got an emotional reaction out of me yesterday is because this guy gets away with this stuff because he's powerful, because he has people covering for him, because no one wants to stand up and say this guy's fucked up, because he's the owner of TSM. You would never want to burn that bridge. Like, imagine if I was Vulcan, right? Of course if I was upset by that stuff, I would just play it off. Like, I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just using it as an example for like, you would never want to burn that bridge publicly or make an enemy publicly because it's in your best interest not to. There's people who work for him. Like, you never want to piss off your boss. You never want to have a bad relationship with your former employer. And like, I don't expect anybody to come out, but just go out and ask people, guys. Go out and ask like Sven and Mithy how it was to work with this guy. Go ask fucking Svenskeren, who I'm pretty sure still has like emotional trauma about this shit. And like, you'll probably get to piece together the clues, okay? Like, you will understand why people want to get away from TSM. So when I say that I hate TSM, I shouldn't have said that, because I think there's lots of amazing people who work at TSM. Obviously, Lena worked at TSM for a whole year. I have lots of friends who still work at TSM. Like, I have friends who, and they'll be my lifetime friends. It's not that I'm like, I have this like blind hate for everything TSM related. I think TSM fans can be great. I had an amazing experience because of the TSM fans when I was on the team. It's hard for me to support the org because at the top is a fucking bully. He's just an egomaniac bully, and he gets away with stuff, you know, writing out these kind of things because he has like carefully crafted PR responses to things after he fucks up. But I think the truth will come out eventually. Like, time is on my side. If you just wait, keep your eyes open, if you just listen, people are leaving. A lot of people have left already. People are leaving. It's finally starting to come out. I don't care if I'm the first person. I don't care if I'm the only person. Just try to keep what I'm saying in mind when you start hearing more and more news. When people start coming out and saying a little bit more here and there. I don't know. It's crazy to me. Like, obviously, I respect that he came from nothing, just like me. Like, we both grew up probably extremely poor. I think he grew up extremely poor. But the stuff that he gets away with because he is who he is just, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Like, he comes in and makes people feel like shit. He makes them feel worthless. He doesn't treat people with respect. Like, I'll give you an example. I acted like a little shit on Team Liquid, especially in my last split there. Like, definitely on my last split there. And after we parted ways, it was not pretty, but I still have a good relationship with everyone at TL. With Steve, with Dodo, with Kane, with Core. And the reason why is because we have like mutual respect for each other, and I admitted that I fucked up and we moved on. This guy doesn't appreciate anything that anybody who works for him, pours their heart out for him. It never makes them feel that way. Every time that he fucks up, it gets covered up, you know? He makes people cry, it gets covered up. He acts like an asshole, it gets covered up. I'm just sick of the covering up. That's all. And I think yesterday, like, it really reflected bad on me that I tied in like any sort of off-season stuff, because it made me look like a jealous, like a spurned lover or something, you know? It's just like, oh my god, you wouldn't take me, so now I'm salty. But that's not what it is at all. Like, I'm not a good actor. I'm perfectly happy with streaming. I really am. Like, you can really ask anybody how I've been for the last year, and I haven't been like fucking tossing, turning, like losing sleep, like, oh my god, I just want to play again. Like, that's not happening, guys. That's not the case. I hate that I conflated those two things as like the same. What I really did yesterday was I got tired of this guy getting a pass for everything, and I'm so happy that I came out and I exposed him for what he is. Just a dude with too much power. Somebody who doesn't treat his employees with respect. Just look at this tweet. Seriously. And tell me that this does not embody this person. I just want you guys to know. I don't like what I said, and I wish I could have never said it, that I hate TSM, because it makes it feel like I just made an enemy out of everybody who wants to support the team. I just don't like the guy at the top. I specifically don't like the two guys at the top. And I should have said that, because that's what I really mean. But yeah, this whole thing it's too fucking funny, man. I think this thing is so funny because, to be honest, I picked a fight. and he came up to swing, and there's no way that he can win because it's him versus 50 people. Last night I got messages from so many people. The funniest one, the funniest one, you know who you are. Funniest one was a former employee just messaged me a thumbs up. That's all he said, a thumbs up. And then like so many people came out and messaged me and were like, they're supportive. Fucking Sword Art messaged me on WeChat, and I'm not gonna tell you guys what he said, but he was supportive. Like dude, it's just so funny. There's so many people who've either worked or continue to work at or like still work at TSM, and they know exactly what I'm talking about, dude. It's just so fucking funny because this guy came up to fight me, and it's like, you have no chance of winning. It's you versus 100 people. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Oh man, there's just so many stories, man. Like, I got a message about Tweet's draft diff in the middle of a fucking series. How disrespectful to Bjergsen, the guy who gave you everything, is that? Bjergsen is never going to come out. I'm actually gonna go try to find it. I'm gonna go try to find it. I'm sure this guy's. He's in here. He's in incognito mode. There's tears in his eyes, man. He's sweating. He's losing hair, and he's for sure going through his Twitter right now and deleting shit. But let's see if I can go find it. Bjergsen is the guy who gave your team everything, all of the fans, all of the success. He poured his fucking life into your company. It was his mission to bring your team success. And you're tweeting draft diff in the middle of a series. Does anyone have the link to this? Okay, somebody links it. It's just crazy, right? Like, I don't need to present the evidence. The evidence comes out every fucking 2 weeks. Like, it's just so funny, man. It's just so funny. And like, can you play this off as a joke when it happens so often? Can you say that it's just a meme? He's like, haha, we got outdrafted. No, he's 100% serious. It's so funny, man. It's so funny. The guy who gave you everything, he could have went and coached for another org. He could have went and taken his incredible talent. Bjergsen, the guy who, he's like a perfect fucking player. He's a perfect person. Amazing brand rep. He never gets into drama like me. His ego is so in check. Like, the guy is a fucking saint. He's a living saint. And you go out and say shit like this. And what happens, guys? People sweep it away. People just forget about it. People just think, oh, that's just Andy being Andy. Well, I'm fucking sick of this guy being Andy. I'd rather him be someone else. Or I'd rather him not be there. It's just crazy, man. The way he treats, yes, the way that he treats people, it's a lack of respect. It's a lack of human decency. That's what it is. It's just so funny. Like, he comes out and says like, oh, Doublelift's just so butthurt because we didn't want to work with him this offseason. It's like, bro, like, open your fucking eyes. Like, that's not, what are you trying to say? Like, I'm so confused here. Like, I'm literally coming out here. I'm on TSM's payroll. And I'm literally losing money. I'm gonna be like, finally, I'm gonna be taken off, right? Because I don't want to work with this guy. I don't want to have anything to do with him. I'm sick of it. Like, I just keep going back to it, man. That's why people are getting away from him. That's it. Yeah, like, he came in, and I don't even, fuck, man. Like, I feel bad saying this about people, but I don't think it's too personal. He made so many players cry. So many players. I don't want to name them, actually, because I feel like it's not my story to tell. So I would just say that he made a lot of players cry. You would be very fucking surprised at how many of maybe your favorite familiar faces in LCS legit mental breakdown because of how badly they're getting berated, how badly they were just getting verbally assaulted. It's the case of like a bully behind closed doors who gets covered up. That's what I'm serious. It's literally the case of like the guy, like a fucking a TV show where like a dude is like, you're at a boarding school and the dude's like just picking on people, and his like dad is the dean. His dad is like the principal. So he can just do whatever the fuck he wants. Thank God that I'm so glad that like finally people are opening their eyes. Or maybe they're hearing about this for the first time, dude. You don't even have to only take it from me anyways. Like, I understand there's people who don't like me, who think that I'm exaggerating, who think that I'm not a trustworthy source. Just wait. Just wait. You don't have to take it from me. That's okay. You don't have to believe just me. One day, those people who literally like have emotional scars and traumatic scars from this person will come out and say, yeah, like, it was me. Like, he made me like legitimately cry out of just pure like negative feelings, frustration, just feeling insulted, feeling of like just worthless, feeling so disrespected in front of the whole team, in front of the whole team, just getting you know, you're a fucking bot. You'll never amount to anything. You should just listen to the better players. You'll never be good. The team can't win because of you. All these things. I've been a dick, but I've never ever gone that far, ever. So I don't, like I said, I don't want to say who they are, but man, like just one day that they'll come out and say shit. Oh, what's this? Let's be honest, drafts should matter against teams like CLG. If we can't win with 5 teamos versus CLG, we should be evaluating our play. I mean, this is not really like as personal, but the dude thinks that he is, the dude thinks that he's God. The dude thinks that he's God. That's all. Last owners meeting, TSM Reginald complimented 100th as the only non-shitty new LCS team. So on behalf of the shitty new LCS team, suck it. Oh. You know what's funny? It's like I say spicy shit. You know, I can be rude. I can be mean. I can dish out some abrasive stuff. But I think I know where to draw the line at in terms of being disrespectful. And when I do hurt people's feelings, I apologize and I learn from my mistakes. Definitely not a saint. I'm probably not the right person to be talking about all this stuff. It just never really sat right with me that he got away with all these things. So that's why I'm talking about it. Because, yeah. Because I think someone should. Because I think it's important. People will not come out and say things, even though they agree. And you know why? It's because they're still in the scene. It's because they're still personally vested in making sure that TSM is an option for them, either to leverage their contract or to actually play there. And they don't want to make an enemy. They don't want to burn a bridge. But there will come a day where people actually part ways with this org. And there's no reason for them. There's no reason for them to like hold back. And then honestly, if you're like Bjergsen, you just never want to be involved in any drama ever. So, you know, I don't expect a lot of people to come out and say shit, because why the fuck would you ever want to be involved in drama? You're just literally making enemies. But there will still be a good chunk of people who will come out and they will back me up. If you look at my Discord, if you look at my fucking WeChat as well, there are a lot of people who support me. There are a lot of people who support me, and that makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm on like the right side of history, I guess. People still want to talk to me and hang out with me, but they don't want to hang out with him. They're not friends with him. They don't invite him to things. And you have to ask yourself why. You know, why is this person who kind of implicates himself in the league team so much, why does it seem like he's not friends with anybody? Just ask yourself that question. Like, of course I have my personal differences with Core and Steve and stuff, but at the end of the day, I respect them so fucking much. Like, I got kicked off of CLG. Actually, CLG just is a shit org, but that's a terrible example. Let me backtrack a little bit. Let's go next point. I got kicked off of TSM in 2017, and I was still friends with everybody. While I was on Team Liquid, I did a flex queue game with my old team. I did it with Dennis, Vincent, Kevin, and Thoorin. Like, we're obviously all still friends. We still went out to dinner and shit. Like, we're still homies. We'll be homies for life. Like, those are the people that, you know, if I had a wedding, if I had like some crazy event, like I would invite them, because we are lifelong friends. And I would say the same shit about my teammates on Team Liquid. I would say the same shit about Steve. Steve is a fucking homie to me. Core, Jensen, yeah, like, we are friends forever. Afro, yeah. It just speaks volumes, man. Like, that's all I'm saying. He picked a fight that he can't win. What is this? This is the shit that happened on camera. Imagine what happens off camera. Shows out to sell a player in a contract to his rival. I'm getting messages literally right now from TSM people. I'm not gonna say if they're former or current, but like, it's just funny, man. Of all my problems, like I'm a dick. Like, I get involved in drama. Like, I say shit I shouldn't say. I have emotional reactions to stuff. Like, I'm not a very well balanced person. Right? Like, I have so many flaws, but I try to be a good person, and I cannot say the same for this guy. Vika, one more year, bro. One more year, brother. I just imagine he's out there, man. He's out there right now talking with his fucking PR team, talking to Walter. Walter's filleting him under the table, and he's like, man, what do I say? How do I get myself out of this one? Do I say that these 100 people are wrong, or do I try to show an ounce of humility and admit it and tell everyone that I'm a better person now and I'm gonna be a better person in the future? It's like, bro, that hasn't happened in 8 years. Like, I don't think anyone's gonna buy it. The other thing you can say is, Doublelift's just salty, man. He's so salty. Look, at the end of the day, I can keep my personal dislike for this person out of my co-streaming, because I'm still really good friends with Ming. I mean, I literally talked to Ming last night after my stream, after all this shit went over. Ming and I are fucking cool. Like, he's my good friend. He's fucking 10 years younger than me or some shit, but Ming is a homie. He's in the chat right now. I wish I didn't say that I hate TSM, because that just kind of implies that I have like just like a hardcore like dislike for everything TSM related. I think the whole thing is it just sucks that at the very top of it all is something rotten. Obviously, I do not hope that like Ming loses and runs it. I got lunch with Andrew, the guy who makes TSM Legends. He's been filming me since I was 22 years old. I'm 28 now. He's been filming me since I was 22. I got coffee with him, and like, I don't want him to fail. I don't want all of my friends at TSM to fail. It is just a complicated feeling.